What's up, gang? You are with your boy Marcus Washington, and this is On the Mark, where we talk everything Falcons football. Falcons fall to the Titans. I have mixed feelings about this game, fam. One, I feel like we should have won this game. However, I'm not that down on this game. Let me start out by saying these officials were terrible. To be honest, we should have won this game. I don't know how DeAndre Hopkins got away with 2 offensive pass interferences. He got called for 1, but he had another one where the boy did not get called for it. And I'm like, bro, what does it take? That offensive pass interference for the touchdown, I'm like, bro, had that been A.J. Terrell's hands around his neck, they would have threw flags, hats, panties on the field. But he clearly had his hands around his neck, then it spent him. No call. Houston's got away. The Texans got away with Titans. Sorry. They got away with a lot of stuff, fam. A lot of stuff. But even with that, and then DeAndre Hopkins got another wide open touchdown, busted coverage. Our defense is going to give us one of those a game. But, you know, they did just enough for us to get an opportunity to come back and win this game. And we couldn't get it done. We couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done. But there are some positives here. There are some major positives here. And I'm going to talk about something I've been talking about the last couple of weeks. Been getting heavy shrapnel for it. But there's one positive. Even with this loss, we're still atop the NFC South. That's the first positive that you take from it. The Saints leapfrogged the Buccaneers. They're now 4-4, but we got a better divisional record, so we're at the top. 2, oh my God, this offense kind of looked like an offense again. Fam, we ended the first half with 3 fucking points. Then Arthur Smith does something that he should have did weeks ago. He benched Desmond Ridder. Now, here we go. I'm going to put this comment up just to show. Ridder is not the problem, Arthur Smith is. Now, to a certain degree, I low-key agree with some of that. But fam, how many games can you keep this guy in when you're playing from behind in every single solitary game? Every one of them. Your average is 16 points. Now, I get it. Your center, low-key trash. McGarry, low-key trash. But this is the same exact line that was playing when Heineke got in the game. Same exact line. They didn't substitute anybody else on the line either. We score 20 points in the second half. We scored more in a half than we have on average, period. And at this point, he had to find out. Okay, so we have a Ridder fan. So let's cook for a second. You'll find out when Tyler starts in the same game. Maybe not. But the one thing you do know for sure is you can't start Desmond Ridder at this point. Because Desmond's shown in three weeks, he's got the 3 no-nos for a quarterback. He's turning over the ball, he's throwing interceptions, then he's fumbling the ball, and then he's showing no awareness whatsoever. The first sack he took, bro, I'm screaming at the TV, throw the ball away. You see this guy coming for you. Desmond just took the sack. But it gets to a point, fam, to where you can't justify it anymore, and that's what happened. And they put Taylor Heineke in. All of a sudden, Atlanta scores 20 points, and we lost not because of him. Van Jefferson, hey, look, man, I feel for him. That's a bad time to drive because that was a game ending. That was a game ending, bobble right there. It was right where you needed it to be. That was the first down. We're still trucking down the field. But he'll get right. He'll get right. Let me get to some of these comments. Scooter says, I thought Ridder benching was just a wake-up call, but at this point, no way you put him back in. Yeah. Clayton, what's going on? He says, the difference between Ridder and Heineke. Heineke is not in his head. Heineke don't care about pressure and messing up. I agree with that. Gavin says, we got to keep it real. We played better with Taylor. Yeah, it's a tale of two halves. And if you're comparing the halves, it isn't even close. It's not even close. Dom, what's going on? He says 23 points is better than 16, but look what Heineke did with the same damn players. Again, Heineke was hitting guys like Hodge. Really didn't go after 8. He hit Scotty Miller. Now Drake London went out of the game, which again, Hopefully all our injuries are fine because Grady went out. That was a big impact, but the defense still gave the offense a chance to win the game. But I'm looking at this game now and I'm like, okay, they scored more than 20 points. You take away that fucking offensive pass interference touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins, we're talking about a win. We're talking about a dub, fam. The officiating in this game was fucking awful. We're driving down the field. We got momentum. They stop the clock so the Titans can substitute. Then they throw a fucking flag. Fam, I'm like, where is this flag even coming from? Nobody's moving. Nobody. And they threw like 2 flags. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, bro, okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. Nando says, Marcus, does Ritter start next week? No. There's no way you can start Desmond Ritter next week. And it has to do with the guy is not ready. I don't know how many times I have to say this. He's not ready. Well, man, you got to keep him out there on the field, man. That's the only way he's going to learn. 7 turnovers in 3 games. 7. He has more turnovers than he does touchdowns. You're playing to win. You're not playing just for one player. You're not playing to bring along one player. It's a 53-man roster. You're playing to win. You're sitting atop the NFC South. You have to pull a trigger when a guy, family, let me put this in perspective. Desmond Ritter he was 8 for 12 for 71 yards. Taylor Heineke had 115 yards in 1 quarter. He ended 12 of 21 for 175 and a touchdown. Desmond Ritter has not thrown a touchdown in 2 weeks. You cannot sacrifice the team for one guy's development. You can't. That's why I said weeks ago, you have to bench this guy. I'm being called crazy. My credentials need to be checked. And man, you done lost your mind. What if Taylor Heineke comes in and he plays worse? Well, then you got a quarterback problem for sure. You definitely have a head coach problem. I'd rather get that out the way now than drag this shit any further. So, no, you do not start Desmond Ritter next week. You don't. Especially after the half Taylor Heineke had. If I'm a head coach, I'm looking at the fact that our average is 16. We scored 20 points on the road in the second half. If I'd have had that in the first half, this would have been a blowout. And you can just look at Taylor. It's more experience, fam. It's more experience. So that's what I'm saying. I have nothing against Desmond Ritter, man, but I could tell he's not ready. Greg says, look at the bright side. We scored more than 16. Amen to that. Jeffrey says, man, our idiot head coach waited too damn long to finally pull Ritter. Heineke probably would have won the game for us. Yeah. Let's see. Peyton says Heineke made Ritter look like a high school QB. Roy says, what's up, Mark? I took my blood pressure pills before the game. Yeah, that'll help you from stroking out later on in the game, fam. Francis says, hey, Marcus, what happened? We should have won this game. Every time we are the favorites to win, we find some way to lose. Why didn't we use Taylor for that 1 yard? Again, man, I don't know. There's still some adjusting at the offensive with the offensive play calling. But I've been y'all that have been rocking with me since the beginning of the season. I've been saying that Desmond Ridder probably is not ready to run the plays the way Arthur Smith wants him to. Because think about this, man. This is what I'm saying. First half, just dead in the water. You can blame a lot of that on field position, whatever the case may be. But my thing is, with the same offensive line, the same guy calling the offensive plays, the same players on offense, we didn't go get Jesus out of the locker room at half. And we were putting up 20 points. The only position that changed on the offense is the quarterback. That's it. You can say Dahlman plays like trash. You can say McGarry plays like trash. 20 points were put up in the second half. Somehow. It's only one position that changed, man. King Richie says, man, we're supposed to win that game, but I'm not mad. Arthur Smith finally checked himself. There's a couple of things going on with that, man. I think when you're looking at games that you should win, every one of these games has been a dogfight. Every one of them. Even teams you're supposed to just beat the hell down, it's a dogfight. And if it's always like that, then your team is average and something needs to change. Scooter says wide receivers start running better routes once Taylor came in, even Pitts. You saw these shots that Taylor was taking. Oh, and then we got a pass interference that was picked the fuck up. And I'm like, man, fam, I'm sorry, but this officiating crew turned me off with that DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. Because I'm like, y'all won't call offensive pass interference on that. But then on plays, and I'm like, that's a tic-tac foul. It could have been a pass interference. And I forgot, I think that was Hodge that they picked up the flag on. But I'm like, come on, man. But Heineke stood in the pocket and took a shot before he threw that thing. Now, I'm not saying that Heineke is the answer. I'm simply saying Heineke probably gives us a better chance to win. Y'all can't, people that are Ridder fans, y'all can't drag on me no more because I ain't bench him. Your coach did. Because he got cleared to come back in. And Art said, go sit your ass on the bench. So I'd hate for this to be an I told you so moment, but I've been telling y'all for weeks. So now moving forward, and this is not saying Desmond Ridder is finished. I'm just saying right now, the kid ain't ready. He threw the same ball to Drake London. I think it was last week in the end zone that could have easily got picked off. He threw the same exact pass, bruh. So it's like he's not, on top of him being a turnover machine, he's not even learning from his mistakes from the previous weeks. And I think as a coach, you have to start looking at this and like, yeah, you know what? I got to sit this kid for a minute because right now we're in position to be in the playoffs. I can't sacrifice the other guys on the team because I like this guy and I want to develop him. Desmond Ridder's biggest problem is he started on a team that was ready to win ASAP. Had they started him last year, things might be a little different or things might be the same. You never know. But kudos to Arthur Smith for finally pulling the fucking trigger. Because I think what people don't realize about him pulling Desmond and starting Taylor Heineke is that this actually puts a light on his play calling now. Because if Taylor Heineke comes out and you still averaging 16 points a game, fam, everybody looking at you now. Everybody. You could have used Desmond as a scapegoat, which you tried to do for 7 games, but fam, this offense wasn't doing anything. And you saw guys start giving up on plays. And the last thing you want to do is lose this locker room. If a guy like Scotty Miller comes in and knows he's never going to get the ball, why am I running this route at full speed? Now, when you got guys like Hodge going for 56 yards, now everybody done woke up. That could be me too. This guy isn't playing favorites. If you open, you getting the ball. And the one thing we know about Taylor Heineke is he loves to air that ball out. But I'm honestly, fam, this is a game we should have won. Not mad at it. Because now we can honestly say our offense looked like something. Our offense actually looked like something. So now we can build off of this and move forward and stop with the rookie talk. The rookie is on the bench like he should be. So for the Desmond Ridder fanatics, quit coming at me. Quit coming at me. Go at your coach. Go at your coach. Don't go at me no more. I, along with many other people that said that he should be benched, were getting absolutely cooked by the Ridder fan base. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just fans. Y'all are the types that y'all just buy the merchandise. You can make an argument that Will Levis played better than Desmond Ridder. Will Levis looked good. Will Levis has had a better game than Desmond Ridder has in 12 starts, fam. Those are facts. Man threw 4 tutties today. Against no picks. First game. Dez has had 12. So I know what the excuse would be. Well, look at where Levis got drafted and look at where Dez got drafted. That's been my whole fucking point for a while now. You don't have to justify 74. So moving forward, I'm very optimistic. Looking at if this offense can translate what it did in the second half, in the first half of games, bro, I'm good. I'm good. We gonna be a decent team. Because we sure could have used half of those points in the first half. But every game we've played, offense sputters in the first half of games. Every fucking game. Let's see. Eldrick says, Mark, look at my previous comment. Let me... is he sticking? Okay, he just said it. He said he's sticking with Taylor Heineke. I mean, there's nothing you can say after this. But again, sometimes experience and just, being a gamer, it trumps, progression. A guy like Desmond Ridder, from the 12 games I've seen, this is what I've seen. Desmond can spin the ball. No doubt about that. Man can throw the ball. That's about it. His awareness is a little off. His turnovers now have become a major issue. And his awareness. Fam, when he took that sack That first sack, I'm like, he's going to get benched. Because you can even see Arthur Smith, when they went over to the sideline, he was like, throw the fucking ball away. This wasn't like a sack where a guy was coming up through the middle or coming from your blind side and you did not see it. He saw this guy coming. And he just didn't try to use his legs to get away. He was just backpedaling and just took it. Fam, that will zap the air out of your offense. That'll zap the air out of your defense. That'll zap the air out of everybody sitting on the bench. Everybody on the sideline, when they see you take something like that, and then you march back over to the sideline like it isn't an issue. Hey, I'm a rookie. What the fuck do y'all expect? I'm supposed to make these mistakes. Then you see another one on the other side playing for the Titans in his first game, throwing the ball away. Making the right plays. So we have to leave this rookie stuff behind, fam. I think Desmond Ridder will get a lot better on the bench, learning from somebody else. Oh, he's sticking with Ridder. Oh, man, listen. Fam, I'm telling you this now. Arthur just said, hold on, let me pull this. Let me pull this shit up. Let me pull this shit up real quick. Let me pull this up real quick. Because this is going to get Arthur Smith fired. Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith sticking with Ridder. Okay, let me see this real quick. All right. Okay, Google, what is going on here? I'm not seeing it on my end, family. Hold on. Okay. Let's go through it. So blah 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 blah. That's from an hour ago. Let me go. Okay, so I'm seeing a tweet from Tori McElhaney. She says, Arthur Smith, Desmond Ridder was not pulled from the game at halftime because of a performance issue. Ridder was evaluated for a concussion. He was cleared to return. All right, so Arthur is still, Jesus Christ. Arthur Smith said Desmond Ridder was not pulled for performance. So 14. Okay, I'm just seeing 14 minutes ago or 8 minutes ago, it says Arthur Smith said Falcons initially made the change to Taylor Heineke because Desmond Ridder was being checked for concussion and didn't think Des was right. Let me tell you this right now, fam. Let me tell you this right now, and I'm gonna be absolutely honest. If he sticks with Desmond Ridder after this, Arthur and we don't make the playoffs, Arthur Smith will be fired at the end of the season. He's still trying to cover for this. Boy, they said he cleared concussion protocol. They said at halftime he cleared concussion. Usually when you clear concussion protocol, you go back in the fucking game. You don't stay benched. The fuck? I've never heard of a player getting cleared from concussion protocol and he wants to play and the coach, nah, dog, you good. You good. We gonna play Heineke for the rest of the rest of the half. If that quarterback gives you the best chance to win the game, Bruh, I'm telling you right now, if Desmond Ridder starts next week and we have the same result as we had today with 3 points, you're losing everybody in that locker room. I get it. You want to protect it. I get it. You don't want to hurt this boy's confidence. I understand that. But as a coach, you have a fucking obligation to everybody else on that field playing. Right now, it just seems like you're like, you know what? I'm going to be right about this kid. Fuck this team. I'm going to be right about this one player. Even though you saw your backup lead this offense to 20 points in the second half. Fam, if that happens, he deserves to lose his job. But I get it. You want to say, listen, I pulled him for concussion purposes, not because he played like absolute ass. I get that. I get that. But starting him next week? No, dog. If you're so worried about him, being wobbly or not looking right, make him not look right next week and start Heineke. See, you give Arthur Smith credit, and then he just can't get away from himself, fam. Ridder also leads the league in turnovers. And I'm just sorry, fam. You can't, man. Let me pull this shit up. I have to, while I'm live, I have to hear this. I have to hear this shit for myself. I have to. Because I'm not going back and listening to any fucking else. This man has to stay. This is just being stubborn to the max. To the fucking max. You had something good going in the second half. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. When they ask you about your goddamn quarterback, say, hey, man, you know what? It is what it is, man. We felt a way about him coming out of concussion protocol. Where you start him next week? Probably not. I like what I saw from my offense. I like what I saw from these boys. But it's always fucking, man, we got 3 interceptions. We got all the confidence in the world. There were a lot of things that were happening. Y'all don't understand the intricacies of football. 3 fumbles. Well, he did have a good drive in the final. Fuck that. Talk about Taylor Heineke. No turnovers. 20 fucking points in the second half. And had Van Jefferson not dropped that ball, that's a first down. We keep going. Talk about that. This seems to be a pet project. Man, fam, this is why I'm a fan of the logo, fam. This is why I'm a fan of the logo. Shit like this. When people get stuck on one player, that one player becomes God to people. This man said if Ridder did not have a concussion, he might have scored 30 points. At this point, you're just trolling. Because Ridder, pre-concussion, only put up 3 points and a fumble. Ridder has not had 30 points this season. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. 30 points. Fam, you know what? Let me do this. Because I'm about to be low-key petty. I'm about to be low-key goddamn petty. That's what I'm about to be. So, Under Ritter, his 12 starts, 12. He's only put up 30 points once, and exactly 30 points. That was against the Buccaneers in the last game of the season, where they sat everybody. Since then, Ritter's highest output is 25 points. Let's put this in perspective. His highest output this year is 25 points as a quarterback. He played all 4 quarters. Heineke put up 20 and a half. Some people just don't want to win. But again, putting Dez in after this, I'm telling, and we lose next week, and we only score 16, this is getting Arthur Smith fired. I get saying these things to protect this boy's confidence. I understand that. I'm not even mad at that. But we who have been watching football forever know that's a load of shit. If a player passes concussion protocol and he's your quarterback and he gives you the best opportunity to win, you put him back in there. And he says, I'm ready to go, coach. You put him back in there. Desmond sat on the bench the whole entire second half. So I can't find anything that says that he's sticking with Desmond Ritter. I can't find anything. There's a there's a tweet I just saw a minute ago. It says, I hope Art starts Ritter next week just to see Falcons fans turn on him. LOL, fire Arthur Smith. You got some folks that want him to put Ritter in so he gets fired. But if you want to keep your job, bruh, there's no way on God's green earth you put him in. None. King Richie says we would have had about 40 points with Tyler. Scooter says, I can't even be mad at Van dropping the ball. Taylor has to die for that first down the play before. It looked like he tried to. But bang bang plays happen all the time, man. I can agree with that. It is what it is. But Van had the first down. Had he caught it, he had the first down. It's just a bad drop. But neither here nor there. I can actually live with this loss because the team came and fought back. And the team was in position for a game-winning drive. It just didn't happen. On the road. And they put up 20 in the second half. So I can live with that, man, because I saw a whole lot of good in this offense in the second half. I saw a whole lot of good. And I think the offense, they ended up scoring points on 4 of 6 of their last drives. So you put this in perspective, the 3 points came at the very beginning of the game when they got the turnover. And then they were dead in the water the whole entire first half. Let's see. Mr. 12 says, but if he does that, that's like admitting he was wrong with starting Dez all year over Taylor Heineke. We all know he's stubborn. I mean, yeah, you can look at it that way. He's definitely stubborn, but at the end of the day, it's got to be about wins or losses. It's got to be about that. You play the players that give you the best opportunity to win games. And what we've seen over the course of this season is we're in dogfights when we don't need to. You're looking at, Desmond Ritter, he came back and, he won the game, with turnovers and this, that, and the other. I call that cleaning up your mess. The only reason we're there is because of you. So is that really impressive? 3 turnovers came off of you. So you're just cleaning up your mess. You're doing what you're supposed to do. But the defense, let me get on this defense for a second, fam, because they gave up 28 points. I'm going to wipe one of them completely off the fucking board. One of them gets completely eradicated because that should have been an offensive pass interference. But these other 3, you had a busted coverage on Hopkins of all people. Hopkins of all people. That is like the 3rd straight game where we have given up a huge play that went for a touchdown. That has to stop. Derrick Henry went over 100 yards. It is what it is. But the defense, they played average today. But they did just enough to get our offense one more crack at it. Offensive line, again, this is a mixed bag, fam. It's the same offensive line that played in the second half. First half, 3 points. Second half, 20. I don't know what the fuck to make out of this at this point. But I think he's going to get asked all the questions that, and you know, Arthur Smith is probably going to say, well, you know, guys, I don't know. It's tough. We won't make a decision at quarterback. All this bullshit. Bro, just for Falcons' sakes, just say, hey, listen, Heineke's going to start next week. Don't drag this on any further than you have to. If you say Ritter's going back in there, boy, you're going to lose that locker room. And if you lose that locker room, man, the season over with. Uncle Steve, what's going on, fam? He says Taylor was also fighting Dahlman with those horrible snaps. Yeah, man. There was a low one. There were 2 low ones that he picked up. One, I think, went for like 8 yards. And then I forgot what the other one went for. But yeah, man, listen, we all know Dahlman cheeks. We all know McGarry cheeks. We all know this at this point. They'll probably be looking for another center in the offseason. Dahlman's cheeks and that football goes right behind his cheeks. Let's see. Millie said most of those explosive plays came from Richie Grant in coverage. Yeah, man. But they'll be better next week, man. I think the defense was due one of these games. Defense have been playing lights out, for the last 7 weeks. So even your great defenses, they get one of those weeks, man, where they just get toward a new one. Saw it happen with Dallas. Saw it happen with San Francisco. Saw it happen with San Francisco last week. So it is what it is. That's why your offense has to complement your defense, man. There's only so many games your defense can hold it in. Mark MR Mr. 912 says, Marcus, I reckon Ritter makes a mean cup of joe. Man, that's old. You've been rocking with me for a while, fam. That's old talk right there. You make a mean cup of coffee, fam. That man holds that tablet exquisitely. But I think at this point, we have to. We're at a crossroads. We got a good defense. We saw that we have an offense capable of putting up points and scoring. And again, hopefully Drake London, there's nothing seriously wrong with him, or Grady Jarrett. Those are 2 integral pieces on our team. But we're at a crossroads. Are we in win now, or are we catering to the development of one player? And let me repeat, I'm not saying Taylor Heinicke is Superman. I'm not saying he's the answer. What I am saying is he probably gives us the best chance to win. And if Taylor Heineke, let's throw on our Doctor Strange capes. Let's just throw it on real quick. Let's start floating in the air. Let's go into the multiverse. Let's go into that universe where all of a sudden Tyler Heineke is playing like Desmond Ritter. Come on with me now. Y'all follow me now. Y'all follow me. Y'all there? Y'all at that universe? Taylor Heineke's 3 turnovers, 16 points a game. Y'all there? Then it's an Arthur Smith problem through and through. Then you got to address your head coach. Either way, something gets done about this. Because 16 ain't going to get it. All right, now, come out of that universe and let's get back into this universe right now. Let's take off the capes. I actually feel good about this. Because think about it, he could have let Desmond Ritter play the rest of this game. And y'all would have been sitting here drinking on yak, hen dog, gasoline. Y'all would have threw futons and love seats out the window. Y'all ain't answering calls. Y'all like, damn, I got to go to work and explain how we lost this goddamn game. Y'all would have been about that. But now it just seems like, yeah, we lost, but man, if Van didn't drop that ball. Yeah, we lost, but man, this offense looks sharp in the second half. Man, his defense is just giving up cheeks, but man, you know what? They gave the offense a chance. Now it's that type of feeling. That's why I can take this loss. So Caleb says, been rocking with you since Facebook fam. Love your content. I was at the game. I'm sick. I appreciate it, man. Hey, man, listen. Take you 2 aspirin. Get you a good nap in. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. This is the game not to panic about because we're still on the top of the NFC South. Okay, so Arthur Smith said nothing has changed. Taylor is the backup, and as long as Ritter clears medical, he will start. He told them, you can ask me 500 different ways, and the answer is the same. Well, he cleared medical in the second, at the beginning of the second half. So I'll take that with a grain of salt. He passed the concussion protocol at the beginning of the second half. And he was still sitting on the bench. So I'll take that with a grain of salt. And I think let's just say hypothetically. Hold on, I still haven't seen. I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me see if his post game is up on YouTube yet. Y'all rock with me for a second here. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Let's do this. Let me take off my music for a second. Da 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 da. Let me take this off, share my screen. We'll sit here and watch it together. All right, here we go. So let me know if y'all can hear this.
That we got to do, the field position stuff early. You get into that and got them in those spots in the middle field. They took their shots, right? They got the early one to Hopkins off to our left. They were able to make some plays, obviously, off the turnover. They got them on the crossing route, put them up 14-3. Again, that was a field position thing. You're coming backed up and get a drive going and pop it out with a rush. And so credit to them when we come back and Said move the ball. Had our chances, but unfortunately we didn't get it done.
Was the product, the deep balls, was that a byproduct of trying to stop the running game?
Different calls, Eli. I mean, obviously, like I said, we got to go back and evaluate it. Sometimes, depending on the rush call and then the coverage behind it. And, one of them I know, long development, we dropped out of there, and like I said, it was a long development, almost a play extension. Certainly the one in the third quarter. And then, they moved the pocket on the one, the long throwback, and credit to them. I mean, like I said, they
Can y'all hear it?
one ball, point off the turnover, the crossing route, and then the 2 shots, and they made them. And
I'm gonna pause it real quick. Let me know if y'all guys can hear this.
Obviously, that was the difference in the game. And so we had our shots early. We didn't get it done. We're going to always, Michael, I mean, those are obvious questions you got to ask. We just finished this game. Obviously, we had a lot of confidence.
All right, appreciate it.
We didn't take them out for performance issues, but that's why Taylor's here, to be able to come in as a backup and give us a shot to win.
Just to be clear, you did not, so none of that had to do with performance.
Y'all say it's
You
a
guys
little
can see the
low.
report I did, right? I'm not a medical expert, but there's a reason why you got evaluated. I'm not a doctor. So when you get somebody out, just like with Drake, somebody else has to go in there. There's nothing, guys, you can ask me 500 ways. We just finished the game. We got a lot of things we gotta go back and look at. I'm gonna listen to the medical experts. We'll see how this week goes.
The point was that he was cleared.
We're going again. I'm always going to be conservative. So certain things, trust our gut. I don't think I'm a medical expert, but I try to make what's best for the team at that moment. As you're mixing and matching, whether a guy goes back in or not.
Okay, so he's not saying Ritter's going back in. What I got from that is he's about to use this as an excuse for Heineke to start playing. Now we're gonna still listen to this to see if he comes out of his mouth and says that, but he has not said that if Ritter clears, he's starting next week. He's just saying, "Hey, I'm no medical expert." Da 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 da. And there, you see them checking him, talking about, well, at halftime, the man was cleared to play, and he's kind of bypassing that.
Did his job. Was here, and we got a lot of faith in Taylor. And again, like I said, Drake goes out. Other guys stepped up. Hodge stepped up. Mac, Van, and Scotty. Obviously, Kyle New improved, play a lot for us. And, so we got to continue to work and find ways not to put ourselves in the hole like that.
Is there an increased timeline to make a decision potentially here? Like last year when you made the move from Marcus?
They're completely different scenarios. Completely different scenarios.
Did you anticipate knowing by tomorrow who you think you're going to go?
I'm going to listen to the medical, make sure we get back and everything's clear. I'm not going to make any, like I said, we got to wait to see what happens with Grady, Keith. There's a lot of guys. You can ask 500 times, Mike.
But doesn't they have another turnover there? They have another fumble there. At some point, when you are making a decision beyond medical, you have to look at the performance that he has put on the field.
He's throwing the ball pretty well. Obviously, we got a lot of confidence. That's why he's our starter. So we just got to go back. Mike, you can ask me 100 times, different ways.
See, and this is my
lost a game.
This is my fucking problem with this guy. This is my problem. The only thing that he's saying about Desmond Ridder is he throws the ball well. That's it. He is not saying, the boy scores a lot of points, great decision maker. None of this. Just he throws the ball well. But when speaking on Taylor Heineke, it's, well, that's why we brought him in as a backup. He gives us a chance to win games. And the man gave you 20 fucking points in the second half. That's more than you're averaging, bruh. This man, listen, Arthur gonna get fired, bruh. He gonna get fired. That's how I look at it now.
Figure it out tomorrow in the next day.
Is there, like you say, with Brady, is there a concern that it could be
Again, I know we want to get the news now until you get, guys, there's a million stories that I feel like a broken record. I apologize. I know you're doing your job. But until we get the the MRI stuff, I can't give you an answer. Sure. Yeah, that's obviously we got to do. Like I said, that's part of the field position, right? So it played right into our hands. Like I said, we'll evaluate everything. I show Scotty a little bit. Obviously Mike's done a good job, but it's decisions we got to make. And when they play in those field positions, you're going to make life hard on yourselves, and not just on one player. There's a lot of things we can do better to not put ourselves in that hole.
Yeah, Coach, what would be some of the, decisions moving forward on play-wise and, put yourself back together after the game like this?
Yeah, I mean, it's, we've been pretty fortunate all year with injuries. Again, we have to go back and see, how serious all of them are, what the timelines are. And then, it's life in the NFL, unfortunately. And so it's our job to make sure we put a good plan together, see who's available, and go back home and we'll win an NFC game at home. Thank you.
All right, so that's all we got. That's all we got. So it's 31 minutes long. Let me see who they interviewed next. We'll do all this. All right. God damn, y'all got 20 minutes of just blank space? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go through all this other stuff tomorrow. When I do the Monday game talk. But yeah, so Arthur has to be careful of talking like this. Now I get it, fam. I understand it. You want to protect the boy. But yeah. Mark, what's going on? Millie said, Mark, can you speak on the Jonnu Smith flea flicker as versus we ran early in the game? If you're talking about the throw that was wildly incomplete, again, he's a tight end, not a quarterback. I get the concept, and had it hit, it would have been a great play, but he plays tight end for a reason. So I kind of let that one go. Because I'm like, he had him running open. He just threw a terrible ball. But yeah, man. So this is about to be an interesting week now, because he hasn't came out and said that Heineke is the starter. He's saying that we got to get the MRI stuff and go from there on whether we start Ritter or not. All this other stuff. It's political jargon, man, that you hear from coaches. If Ritter starts next week, Arthur losing his job, fam. That's the type of stuff that gets you fired. Especially if Ritter comes back in and does not put up points. Fam, we came in averaging 16 points a game. And I've been telling y'all that's not going to cut it. Other people have talked about how this season is a wonky season. And yeah, I get that. 16 ain't going to get it to you, though. In the end, 16 is not winning the chip. It's probably not winning your playoff games. But I think if he starts Ritter next week, fam, he's gambling with not only is he gambling with his job, but Desmond's job. Because if we go out there and we lose, Terry got to turn on you now. Like, bruh, you had a guy that came in and played well, and you went back to this kid, and we lost. Then it's going to be, you got to stick with Desmond Ritter. Because if you put Taylor Heineke back in and Taylor Heineke performs, you just cost us a game. So, again, man, this is an easy call for me. People were saying about Kirk Cousins tearing his Achilles. Yeah, man, that's messed up because he was balling. He was balling. But that probably means almost for certain he will not be a Minnesota Viking next year. Which is sad, but somebody will pick Kirk Cousins up, man. But I just, fam, I cannot see how you start Ritter. I can't. And what he was talking about really was a lot of bullshit. Because they cleared him. They cleared him in if they didn't, that would have came out. They cleared the man to play. So you made a coach's decision not to play him. Don't put this on the damn medical staff, fam. Medical staff told you, your boy good. Your boy good. He can go back in there and play. He passed. We ain't seen nothing wrong. Put a helmet on him and march him back out there. Wait a goddamn minute. Wait a minute. Taylor, go ahead and get in there. Which was a smart thing to do. This was an excuse to see what your backup got. You're already down. You know what? He went in there in the concussion protocol. Let me see what Taylor Heineke got. If you go back and look at this tape and then start Ritter, you need to be fired, bro. That's just that bottom line. You need to be fired. And I've been saying this for a minute, fam. This was what, week 3, week 4, somewhere around there. If he didn't bench Ritter, he should be fired on negligence alone. If you start Ritter next week, fam, you better hope Ritter becomes the next coming of Patrick Mahomes in a week. Because his fan base going to be on your ass. And I think some of the Ritter fans can kind of admit, hey, you know what? Taylor looked good. So we'll see, fam. We'll see. Jack says, you can see it in the offense. It was night and day when Taylor came in. When Taylor came in, there was immediately like a 15, 16-yard rush. Immediately. Then he avoided two tackles for a sack and picked up 9 yards. And you can see the difference in size. Ritter is clearly the bigger guy. But your boy Taylor was out there spinning that thing too. The pass to Scotty Miller, bruh. I'm off the couch. I'm pacing. I'm pumping my chest like I just got to play. Like I just made a play up in here, right? So again, man, there's a lot of things to be confident about moving forward if they keep Taylor Heineke. And I think you're going to do your boy Desmond Ritter a major disservice if you march him back out there and he doesn't have the same output as Taylor Heineke had in the second half. You want to talk about messing up somebody's confidence? How about the whole team turning on you because you're not the guy yet? Half the fan base already thinks you're not the guy. So you're not really protecting your quarterback by marching him back out there knowing he ain't ready because you're stubborn. A smart coach would sit Desmond down and say, hey, listen, you know I rock with you. You know I rock with you. I will go through the fire for you because I believe in you. Even though I picked you 74th in the draft, I believe in you. But right now we're trying to win games. So I'm going to sit you. Give you more time to get comfortable with this playbook. Learn some things. And then when the time's right, baby, I might put you back in there. That's the nice version of a head coach. If it was me, Ritter would have been sitting on the bench for like 3 weeks now. And I'm going to take all the shrapnel as a coach. Because my reasoning is I'm trying to see what I got at every position. I'm trying to win games. If Ritter ain't it, if Heineke ain't it. Well, me and Terry know we got to do. We got to get a guy in here. But I'm evaluating everybody. And if Dez can't take sitting on the bench, you wasn't it from the jump. This is a results-based league, fam, and it's about wins or losses. You put the players in you think you have the best chance to win, right? But Art trying to put this on the medical staff, bro. The medical staff let you know at half what the deal was. You don't got to check no MRI. The guy was ready to go back out there. But I think what Art was doing was covering his boy. Because trust me, had that been a top flight quarterback and he got cleared to play, that man would have had his helmet on, running right back out there in the field. We saw what Miami did to Tua, bruh. Tua had a major concussion Sunday. Thursday, they tried his ass back out. Is he good to play? Y'all sure? Y'all sure he good to play? All right, Tua, you're going to play. And got rocked on Thursday night. Because Tua gave him the best chance to win, bruh. A top flight QB? Did he pass? Did he pass protocol? Yeah. All right, bring him back in. Them facts, bruh. Them big facts. Man, we done watch Patrick Mahomes. I mean, literally twisted ankle out there playing on one leg. Knowing that boy should probably be on the sideline somewhere, putting that thing in some hot water and some icy hots on it. Chewing sunflower seeds. But Andy looked at him. Can you go? I can go, coach. All right, get back out there. You put the best player out there, bruh. And Art shouldn't feel ashamed about that. I don't know how many QBs we seen in there. They got no business being up in there, bruh. Taking the snaps. But he passes concussion protocol. Y'all got to wait for the MRI. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Anyway, man, I'm up out of here, man. Listen. A lot of people don't believe in moral victories, but I do feel good about this game, even though we lost. Now we got a heart attack week, bro, because now we got to deal with who the fuck our quarterback's going to be. This is a week-to-week league. Like everybody says, I think Taylor Heineke deserved a start at next week. Scooter made a fam. Brock Purdy couldn't even throw the ball last year in the playoffs. They put him in there. Exactly. The man didn't even have motion. And they say, hey, man, we don't got no more quarterbacks, dog. You just have to get in there and just hand the ball off. I remember at one time they were talking about Christian McCaffrey taking the snaps. Christian McCaffrey's arms work. They put a guy in there whose arm didn't work because they felt like that player gave them the best chance. It's going to be interesting, fam. I honestly believe this. If Arthur Smith is any type of head coach, you start Taylor Heineke next week. That's the end of it. Now, Taylor Heineke would have went out there and played terrible ball, 3 picks, taking sacks, ill-advised throws. Maybe you might have a justified reason to put Ritter in. 20 points, no turnovers. The game lost wasn't on him. So hopefully Art's just saying all the right things to protect this guy, man. Hopefully. But we'll see. We will see, fam. Because next week we either gonna have a new coach in the offseason, or we gonna see what we gonna do as a football club moving forward. That's how detrimental this is. And if I'm Terry Fontenot, this is gonna be a Morgan Freeman. I forget what the other guy's name is. Let me this is what I'm about to do, right? This is what I'm about to do. Hold on. This is what I'm about to do, fam. Let me pause my music real quick. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here, bro. Cause this should be the situation between hold on, let me turn my music off real quick. If your boy is serious about starting Desmond Ridder, this right here should be the conversation between Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith going into this week.
We'll talk tomorrow.
That's Terry Fontenot, by the way.
What's that all about?
Chains on the doors. Thought you people didn't like chains.
You see this yet?
That's Arthur Smith.
You know, all of your shit comes down on my head.
Oh, Frank, look,
No,
this
you
is...
let me talk. It's like you're a big bird with radar, and I'm tired of getting hit.
Is this my fault?
This is nothing. I've got union lawyers threatening me, and there's talk of a walkout.
Well, let them. They're not teaching anything down there anyway.
Then it's your job to do
Not
something
one
about
of them
it.
has a personal stake in that school, Frank. Not one.
The fire chief was just here. He says it's illegal to bar those doors. Mrs. Barrett is organizing a parents group to try to get you removed, since you insulted them at that meeting
Terry
the other
Fontenot
night
getting
when
in
you
that ass.
suggested that they get off welfare.
Oh, I didn't mean
Because the
it.
fact is, quite a few of them need it.
I wasn't talking to all of them, Frank. Now, look, you came and recruited me, man. You disappoint me, brother. You disappoint me.
The disappointment here is you.
Me?
Yes.
Look, you know who I am. You know me 30 years. You knew what I would do. You know how
Nigga,
I
can you
operate.
keep quiet? The fact is, you're screwing up.
Terry Fontenot getting in
You're
that ass.
alienating everybody. Look at you. You have no life. Your wife left you. I ought to walk out on you myself.
Well, go ahead. Bail hell on out.
But I said I would back you up.
That's what you said, Frank. That's what you said.
Brother, I will go through the fire with you. But you are not taking care of business. This shit you're pulling now, you're just going plain loco. Now, you suspend Darnell. What the hell was that?
Darnell is symptomatic of the disciplinary problem
He is
that
a
we're having in
good,
this entire
strong,
system.
young black teacher.
He talking about Taylor Heineke, but he white.
So he dumped that desk right on top of your head. Well, right on. Good for him. You will reinstate that man, you hear? And then you fire Mrs. Elliott. Why? Because she didn't want to kiss your ass. Well, I wouldn't either. How about that?
Mrs. Elliott has an ego.
Yeah, well, you lost the best teacher we had. We couldn't get her back now if we wanted.
I don't have time for Mrs. Elliott's problem.
You better make time.
We are being crucified by a process that is turning black into a permanent underclass here, Frank. A permanent underclass. No, see, nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody.
See, Arthur
Mrs.
think he got a
Elliott's
point with
missionary zeal about
Bijan
Mozart has
Robinson.
nothing to do with our problem. Nothing. What good is Mozart going to do a bunch of children who can't go out and get a job?
Joe, your personal battles are going to cost us the war.
That's wins, playoffs.
Worry about the test scores.
What the hell you think I'm worried about, Frank?
End of discussion. Debate is over. You will write a formal apology.
And Taylor
I will
Heineke's
what?
starting.
A formal apology for your treatment of Mrs. Elliott and Darnell and for your vicious and thoughtless insult to the women of this community.
And
you
Desmond
will
Ridder sitting on the
kowtow, you
goddamn
will
bench.
step and fetch.
Frank, if you think you can
Get
take me...
used to it. It's the way of the world. If you're so hot on discipline, then goddamn it, start by accepting mine. Because contrary to popular opinion, I'm the head nigger in charge.
And fam, I'm going to leave it on that. So I will holler at y'all tomorrow. We'll go over the post game and all that good stuff. And hopefully, man, hopefully they get it right this week. But with that being said and done, fam, I'm up out of here. Y'all have yourselves an awesome Sunday. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.